What is up, my friends? Myself and Mr. Stott are back for another round of Premier League predictions. Adam, how have you been over this week, my friend?
I think you all know how I've been over this week. I've been agitated, very angry, emotional, and that's just watching United, obviously. But other than that, mate, I've had a pretty straightforward week with no drama on the side. Thank you very much.
I have to say, Adam, that watch along midweek, the Galatasaray one of my favourite ones of the season because I had everything. I had the gloating, the arrogance, and then the beautiful failure at the end of it because of Mr. Teflon Gloves himself.
Yeah, mate. It's one of them, wasn't it? How many times do you hear the phrase that game had everything? Well, this one definitely had everything. The only thing it was missing was a red card and a major VAR controversial decision, which is a bit surprising. But we'll just take a game where it was all about the football, Craig, and that is what that game was with United and Galatasaray. It was crazy weather, great atmosphere. Champions League jeopardy, everything on the line. And you know what? As an entertainment package, it delivered in every single area, didn't it?
It did, especially for me. Very much did. Yes, you were box office, Adam. That was beautiful. But before we
Yeah.
get into last week's results and stuff like that, I just want to get your thoughts, Adam, on something. Did you see the penalty incident in the Bayern Munich game later on that day?
I actually didn't, but I did hear about it and the absolute debacle that was around it. I think I was listening to what Simon Stone was saying from the BBC on it, and it was just a case of it just gets worse and worse and worse. And you knew because of what happened the previous night and UEFA with PSG and Newcastle, that decision was just going to get overturned. It's just like a full-on bottle job moment, basically, is what I was reading into it, mate. I don't know about you.
I was just proud of the referee, Stephanie Frappart, for actually having the courage to rule out the penalty. She'd awarded it, she was sent to the monitor, and then she overturned her own decision. So I thought it like the second night, the Harry Kane Bayern Munich spot on. The first one, PSG, which we were doing together. Shock, or were we doing together?
No,
sorry, I think I did the PSG game.
you did, mate.
Shocking in that one, mate. Awful penalty decision to rob the Geordies.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's you just want some referees just to take uh take the bull by the horns essentially and just make it about them. They're the ones reffing the game, so start reffing the game. You know what I mean? If VAR's there to assist, keep that word and that in your head that it's only there to assist when you really need it, and just go and ref the game like you normally would. Like there's no technology there. When it comes to a point where it's like I'm really not sure about that, let's just double check it. And if you do double check it and you know you were right, have the balls like they have done there to just say, nah, sorry, I was right. Nothing here. Carry on. And yeah, I wish it was just like that in every aspect of VAR through all of the leagues, especially our Premier League as well, mate, because you only have to look back. I mean, even before the Newcastle game, it was the Premier League with Wolves and Fulham into the next night again, like you watched them with Newcastle. Every single night, near enough, Craig.
It is, it's shocking. First super chat of the day from Colin said, much love, guys, travelling home for more scans. So Colin got a tasty challenge against them, got the player sent off and did his hamstring, I think, yesterday in his little game with over in Florida. So we wish you, or not in Florida, excuse me, over in Ohio. We wish you a speedy recovery, Colin.
Yep.
So look,
Well,
if you
Colin.
guys don't know what our predictions are, we're going to go through the 10 Premier League fixtures this week. We're going to ask, is it going to be a home win, an away win, or a draw? And as we go through each fixture, we're going to give you guys a chance to vote for your scores on the other end. So it's going to be myself and Adam and Ben against the top of the league audience. And we did start out last week, so I guess we should really look back at how we got on. And do you know what was funny, Adam? They were all so confident last week. They were all, full of the joys of spring, thinking they're going to beat the two big boys. But the joy is in the fact that we get to show them today who really won, mate. So I don't know about you, but I've been looking forward to this moment all week because I never had any belief that we'd lose at all.
No, not at all, mate. The cream always rises to the top. You know this. We called it out. We were very, very confident, and it came to fruition. We were there, banging in the results, everything on point, and wiping the floor with everything that came out last weekend in the Premier League. I think we just know our football, Craig. I think that's what we've got to say in all of this. We just know that
I mean,
the
look,
audience
we started off bang on with a 1-1 draw between Manchester City and Liverpool. As you can see, the league table up on the screen doesn't lie. It was team top of the league, a perfect 30 points. And you lot, well, I mean, hang your heads in shame, the state of you, really, to be honest. You know, there's a reason why me and Adam are sitting in these chairs and you guys are at home watching, you know?
Yeah. Couldn't have said it any better, mate. Couldn't have said it any better. They were all bigging it up in the chat, all giving the predictions, the form guides, everything was out. It was like going to the bookies at weekend and just having that conflab with your mates. No, look at the form, look at him, he's playing, he's going to be back. They've got a home advantage. We never lose to them. All along, we just knew what was going to happen, Craig. And like you said, the table never lies. The cream always rises to the top. And team top of the league is smashing it.
I didn't expect to get everyone right, though. Like, I mean, that fair play to us for that. You know, I thought maybe we get one wrong, perhaps, but to go perfect 10 out of 10 in week one, that's
I mean,
impressive.
you know what, mate? There were moments there when Ben bailed us out. We were stuck in between decisions, so Ben gets some credit as well for coming in and making them big calls.
So Ben, just so we can recap, get that league table up for us again there, will you? Just so we can tell people how this went. So top of the league studio, we got a perfect 30 points out of 30, every fixture, every correct prediction. And you guys, I mean, 3. Adam, you got 1 right. 1.
I think that was a sympathy vote as well.
Comical. It is comical, isn't it? It's like Ben said, then. We have to be a little bit sympathetic for the audience. I mean, they do come on, contribute, and actually be big part of the show, but sometimes you just got to take the L and accept you were beaten by the better team. And you know what? There's no shame in it. There's no shame in it at all. But it's all about the taking part in it that counts.
I mean, they have a lot of work to do this week to play catch up. I mean, you're going to have to get pretty much every fixture right now to keep up with the boys. I mean, if there was a Super League of predictions, lads, we'd be right at the very tippity top of it. I don't know about you. I feel like I've grown an extra inch or two this week, Adam, with my pride from our results.
Yeah, mate. Walk through the doorway and sit my head walking through. I feel like I've got big shoulders. I feel like I can carry anything now. And you know what? Actually backing yourself and then seeing yourself come out on top as well. There's no better feeling in the world ever. I mean, we're that big and we're that good, Craig. It's like anyone would believe anything we said, wouldn't it?
It's like we could be absolutely making up these results and could have got our asses handed to us last week and we'd be getting away with it right now.
So, yeah. On that note, should we move on to actually see what the results were and see that perfect 10, lads?
Oh yeah. No, we can remove the lies now and get the actual scoreboard up.
Look at the state of that. It's on screen.
It's not good, is it? It's not good. It's not good, lads. Oh God Almighty! If there was,
do you know what, Craig? It's like Ten Hag, yeah. He sends out his team. They perform well. They score 3 goals, but you cannot prepare yourself for an Anana performance. And I think that's what's happened in some of these results this week, mate. That's all it is. Everything was laid out. We had the perfect tactics, and then, wow, we had some shocking performances from certain people. And yeah,
you and Ben. You and Ben, namely, robbing me. Week 1, we would have been off to the perfect start.
It was one result.
1-1, lads. What did I say to you? City and Liverpool, 1-1.
But even then, Craig, we only got 2 right. The audience got 5. And if we look at the actual league table now, as you can see, the audience are top with 5 correct results, 15 points, and top of the league studio, 2 correct results, only 6 points, and we're 9 points behind.
I feel like I need to transfer over. I'm available. That's all I'm saying, lads. I'm available on a free transfer over to the audience. Shocking. Adam, we better get our game together this week because we already have 9 points to make up on the top of the league audience. So,
mate, I'm confident, mate. I know it's like that. It's like it's an easing in process. False sense of security is what I'm calling it. These guys got lucky with last week. A few dubious decisions within. So I just feel like right now, look at that there. That's nothing there. We're well in the race. And you know what? Now turn around.
They're just like Spurs. That's all this is. The Ange-Postecoglou brigade here. Getting off to a great start week 1 and 2, but eventually the cream will rise.
Oh, no, it always does, mate. Always does. You wait to see this week. It'll be the resurgence. It'll be like Man United, all of a sudden, climbing up the table as the form team, even when we really shouldn't. But Spurs, what were they? What 40 feet in a row after City beat them probably at weekend. It's exactly what's going to happen in our league, mate. Just like you just said, then the cream always rises. It's a slow rise, but it does get there, and that will be us, and we will eventually be sitting pretty on the top, looking down, knowing that it's mathematically impossible for our audience to catch us. Probably by February? I think it'll all be over, mate. We'll be that good from this point forward.
I think so. I think they'll be waving the white flags around then. But look, just to confirm, week 1, top of the league studio, 9 points. Viewers, 15 points. So you guys have a healthy lead after round 1. You're 3 fixtures up, basically. So let's have a look at this week, and we'll go in time order of the game. So the 3 p.m. kickoffs will be first on the Saturday, then Chelsea-Brighton. That'll be the 5:30. You've got Liverpool, West Ham, and Bournemouth all kicking off in the 2 p.m. games at Man City Spurs on the Sunday 4:30. So we get to the first one. It'll be Brentford versus Luton Town will be the first fixture this weekend. So Ben is going to get the poll open in the chat for you guys. Is it a home win, a scoreless draw, a score draw, or an away win? Adam, I'll give you first dibs on this one. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Brighton beat Luton. Personally, mate, I feel like the dual result, Brentford, they always go for a bit of a lull and then come back with a good few results. I feel like this is the perfect game for them now after that Arsenal game last week. And yeah, Luton's away form, apart from that win at Goodison, but Everton just capitulated in that game, so we're not going to count that. I fancy Brentford just to scrape this one, so I'm going to go with a Brentford 2-0 win. They'll catch them on the break and seal the win. 2-0 Brentford, home win for me, mate.
I am happy to board that train with you, sir. I think you've spot on there. Brentford are difficult to beat at home. Luton, yes, they've had a decent result and fair play to them, but Brentford will just have too much for them. They're just it's just 2 seasons, just too well versed, and I really do like the job that Thomas Frank has done there. What do you think of him as a coach, actually, Adam?
Very good, very, very good. And you know what? He's built a stability within that football club, and they've just gone along with him. And that's like one club that's got a structure above a manager. They all sing from the same hymn sheet, going from top to bottom, and it's the proof is there. I mean, look where they are now, a stable Premier League team. You could never see Brentford going down. Just they always find a way, even when they have a bad lull of form. They stick to their methods, they stick to their philosophy, and it always comes through for them. He buys players the right way in terms of his research on the players, and just makes it work for how he wants to play. He knows exactly what he's bringing into the club. He's got, like I said, he's been there a few years now, so he knows everything. He knows the ins and outs of everything going on in the football club, and you can see that on the pitch. You really can. It's like every player that comes on works exactly the same way. And you know what? I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they make big money off Ivan Toney and a few other players, and that's just how Brentford run. But they'll just carry on that way. And you know what? Credit to Thomas Frank. He does flap a little bit, but you know what I mean? He's a good talker as well, I think, Thomas Frank. He's very clear on his message and his tactics, and sometimes gives a little bit too much away in his interviews, but you can tell he's a proper football man anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I like him. He's an easy lad to like. He does always. I think, look, all managers are going to be a bit chippy, as you said, a little bit upset with some of the decisions. But overall, I do think he speaks with a lot of sense. I do like how he talks about the game. And yeah, there's a lot to admire there. So I think, look, Ben, we won't need Ben's assistance on this one. We're both going home win, right?
Yeah. Home win, Brentford.
And if we go over to the chat, it is a resounding 84% for a home win. So both teams this time have gone for home win. Well done, audience, because last week you went away win for the first 8 fixtures.
Yeah, at least we're finally starting to see a bit of a change now. The next one, I'm looking forward. I don't know about anybody else, the chat, Ben, Adam. I'm looking forward to seeing how the PGMOL shaft Gary O'Neill and Wolves this week in the latest installment of VAR, The Legacy. What are we thinking, Adam?
Oh, do you know what, mate? I actually fancy this to be a tight game for Arsenal. Do you know, half of me sometimes just feels like I'm a fan and I don't like Arsenal and I want them to actually drop points. But I actually do feel like Wolves can get something from the game, mate. I don't know about you. I just feel like they'll be overconfident, Arsenal, going in. And Wolves are very, very stubborn. And I actually fancy a 1-1 draw in this one. I fancy a score draw, Craig, because Wolves are a decent team. They've just been shafted this season completely. They should be at least 7 points better off than where they are right now and comfortably in the top half of the table. They should be ahead of Chelsea, but they have absolutely been battered by VAR and crap officiating. But I feel like they are, if there's anyone who wants to go out and prove a point this weekend, it's a Wolves team. I understand the home form of Arsenal and everything, and they're coming back off a 6-0 win from the Champions League in the week. But you know what? I actually feel like Wolves can get something from the game. There'll be a few that don't agree with me. I know that, but I think I think Wolves' luck will change eventually. I fancy a score draw.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Quick super chat from Mark said, pop it in, give a quick like and subscribe. Thank you, Mark. Mark's off with Christmas
Cheers,
party
Mark.
today with work, so have a good one, mate. I get where you're coming from, and I can see exactly why you would think Wolves could do something there, because Arsenal have got that high of the Champions League victory midweek at a canter. Saturday game, I don't know. I think they'll get over the line, but I don't think it's the most ridiculous shout picking a draw. I just think Arsenal will get it done. They seem to have a way of grinding out those results. That away victory they had recently with the Kai Havertz header late was a good signal for me. So I'm going to go for a home win. So we will need, Ben, I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win, not that the score matters. So Ben, we're going to need you to be the deciding factor. Are you going to back a 1-1 draw, or are you going to back a home victory?
I'm going with home victory. I just think the way Wolves' luck's gone so far. I also fancy Arsenal for this game being at the Emirates, so easy home win. And the chat has also gone home win 72%, so I'll put that on screen in a minute.
But to be fair, I do genuinely get where Adam's coming from, because Wolves are underestimated a lot this season. Gary O'Neill's done a very good job galvanising them. They're going to be even more up for it after another robbery with VAR. So I totally get where Adam's coming from. I just think Arsenal will just about get there. I don't think it'll be comfortable, though.
No, I hear that. I can see them sneaking it as well. It's the way it is going at the moment. It didn't look like scoring ever against Brentford. Got a scrappy goal right at the end. You can see that happening again. Maybe even a late dodgy penalty decision or something like that for the Gunners.
So as you can see, both teams have gone for home win.
So far, we're simpatico, the audience in the top of the league studio. But here's the dream fixture,
there,
folks.
Craig.
Huh?
You think there's a tactic there? Because they're already at the top, they can hear us talking. They could simply just match up our results and walk to the title.
Oh, don't worry. We'll switch this up in a few weeks. Don't worry. We'll give them first dibs and we'll go one behind. I have a plan, Adam. Don't worry about that. So when you think of Premier League, Adam, when you think of festive fixtures, when you think of the Premier League being beamed around the world to every house and it being the most popular league in the world, you automatically think of Burnley, Sheffield United, right?
Always, mate. Always. I mean, that part of the world, you know what I mean? The North, oh, God, yeah. It's a pin-up, innit? It's a poster fixture. And I think the whole world will be tuning into that one on whatever streaming software they can find. I'm glad it's not actually on TV. But, yeah, it's going to be, let's be honest, it's going to be an awful game. It really is. But I don't think either Sheffield United fans or Burnley fans are going to be bothered at all. It's all about results for both of these teams right now. 4 and 5 points, respectively. Burnley, the biggest disappointment in the Premier League this season. And you know what? I don't see Vincent Kompany's job being at threat. It's weird, isn't it? How the team at the bottom looks like the one solid manager who's pretty safe in his job right now. But yeah, who needs to win more? I would say Burnley being at home. They've not won one game at home all season. They've even picked up a point at home all season. I don't think they have, Craig. It's ridiculously bad home form for Burnley, and something you would have thought you could sort of nail down as being the reason why they sort of stayed up in the Premier League, because they always had decent home form. It was quite intimidating, Turf Moor, but far from it right now. Sheffield United are crap, mate, though. I've got to admit that they are the worst team that I've seen play this season. And they did get a good account of themselves against us and City, obviously, and Spurs away. So you can say that, but when it's come to the smaller teams like Bournemouth last week, Craig, they've just absolutely capitulated. I'm going for a Burnley win, first home win of the season for Vincent Kompany, mate.
I mean, this fixture has next season's championship written all over it because they'll both probably be there again. It's a tough one. I actually like this incarnation of Burnley. I think they finally hosed the Tony Pulis and, well, not Tony Pulis, sorry, Sean Dyche and some of the horrible Burnley teams of years gone by. They finally started to play a little bit of football, but it's not really doing too well for them. So, you know what? I'm going to go for a score draw with this one.
Score draw.
Yeah, again, I can see where you're coming from, but I've also got to admit that I've not watched much of either of these two teams this season, and I'm not apologising for that either because I value my sanity. So I'm going to go for a score draw. We've got Adam going for a home victory. So, Mr. Benjamin, it is going to be on you again to be the tiebreaker.
I'm going to have to vote tactically because the audience once again has gone for home win. And do we want to mix it up? I think we have to. So I'm going to have to go with Craig and go for score draw.
I mean, see this, the tactics are coming in already. It's only week 2, Adam, and we're already having to roll the dice.
You've got that, and you've got Jens in the chat trying to throw us off by asking us with a super chat about random comments. I think that was purely down to Jens coming across to my channel the other day and talking complete weirdness. But all comments are appreciated. Just don't try and put me off my game. It's not going to work. I am focused, Jens.
And on that note,
he is a top level shithouse.
So Burnley score draw for top of the league and audience home win.
Ooh, the first different prediction so far.
I mean, we see a pattern again here, Ben. Week 1 we had 8 first away victories. Now it's 3 home victories.
I think it's going to go to form. I mean, if we're looking at the rest of the fixtures, at some point, I can see them going home win all the way down to West Ham again.
I love this. He's trying to get in their head, Adam. Look at it. I love it. Mind games that start psychological warfare. I love this.
It's like Fergie on Benitez all over again.
You know, Ben sitting at home now, The Art of War by Sun Tzu open, reading the paragraph, trying to get into people's heads. The next one, Adam, actually does strike you as an old-fashioned top-level English fixture. Nottingham Forest against Everton at the City Ground. Now, I've got to be honest, mate, I was doing out my accumulators for the weekend, and this one had me stuck.
Yeah. Do you know what? I feel like Dyche has got space because he's been thrown in at the deep end with everything going on off the pitch. I think Cooper needs a result, mate. I think Cooper needs a result. And I feel like at the City Ground, I feel like they'd be confident in getting it against Everton. I do. I'm going to go home win simply because Cooper's head is on the chopping block at the moment and he needs a result out of it. And Everton, the way they played against us, they can't score to save their lives. I feel like Forest have just got enough at home to take the win in this one. I'm bordering on that score draw home win. I'm going to go home win. I don't know about you, Craig. I'm just going to see how the actual vote's going right now as well.
You know which way the vote's going, Adam. The vote's going to form. As I said, home win. It's another home win for the audience. That's 4 in a row.
But Forest did lose at home last time out and against 10 men for a good chunk as well against Brighton. I know because I backed him to win.
I think with a Calvert-Lewin fit, you can never really rule Everton out. I certainly see Everton scoring in this one.
You're right, Craig, in terms of this is a very, very tough game to predict going off what's actually happened with both teams. They're both in crap form.
If I remember, I think my accumulator ended up going for both teams to score. I think that's what I ended up settling on because I couldn't pick a result. I couldn't.
It's a tough one, mate. This is one of them. You won't be surprised with any result, a win for either or a draw. I think it's just a case of trying to be tactical again, maybe, for the sake of our predictor league.
I'll tell you what, Everton didn't cope well with the pressure at home to you guys with that week that was in it with the points deduction, all that. They capitulated quite quickly there once you guys put them to the sword a bit. So, you know what? I'm going to I'm going to go with you on this one. I'm going to go a very, very narrow Forest win.
Yeah.
So you can lock that one in, Ben. We're gonna have to go with the audience as well on this one, but I think it is probably just the right call.
No, it's locked in. So again, everyone has gone for home win. If you look at the chat, it is 45% for a home win. I'm just going to get them up on screen in a second. Bear with me. And it's up on screen now. So at the moment, we've gone home win, score draw, home win, and the audience has gone home win for every other fixture. And now it's Newcastle versus Man United. Are you going to stick, audience, with home win, Newcastle, or are you going to go United?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Adam, we're doing this game at the weekend. Myself and yourself will be doing a live watch along of this on Saturday night. And
I know you're looking forward to this so much. You're thinking this is Galatasaray Part 2, and it.
I have the nipple clamps on standby, ready to go. I tell you, do you know what though? I want to get your thoughts first on the kickoff time. Saturday, 8 o'clock, the rare in the Premier League. Thoughts on it?
Shocking, mate. Honestly, coming back. Newcastle, it's cold, freezing this time of year, and at 8 o'clock kickoff. Honestly, people are going to end up having to stay up there, and some would say, yeah, that's obviously no problem at all. Yeah, if you've got the money to do it, but I think they're forcing the fans' hands here with this because no one wants to travel back in them conditions at that time of night. You're not getting back to Manchester until gone the early hours. I don't know why it's 8 o'clock, mate. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't like it. I understand the half-5 side of things. And we haven't actually got a half-5 kickoff, have we, this weekend?
Chelsea-Brighton.
Chelsea-Brighton.
Oh, no. Is that Sunday?
Sunday, isn't it?
You're right. Yeah, if they'd done a time order, you're right. Yes.
So why have we got... Oh, no, sorry. Forest and Everton are half-5, aren't they?
Ah, that makes sense.
Right, that's it.
So, did you say to me before, though, that St. James's Park is bang smack in the middle of the city?
Yeah, bang in the centre, mate. You walk out and you're at the bars, out, like literally out the turnstile. Oh, look, there's the high street.
And what's the driving time?
Just over 2 hours from Manchester.
So, I mean, I get there's no public transport, and that's shame on England, to be fair, because I love a night kickoff, and I often love sitting down on a Saturday or Sunday and watching La Liga's 8 p.m. game, which is 9 p.m. over there, or watching Italy's 7:45s. So I actually feel, from a viewer's perspective, I'd love to get rid of the 12:30 kickoff and have a Saturday 8 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, I think you're in the boat with that many 12:30s. You are definitely loving the 8 o'clock sound of things because it does give you a bit more time. I think we need to just do a couple of super chats there. The first one from Liz. See you when I can. I hope you're well, Liz. And I don't know where you're going, or if you're off somewhere for.
This has been poorly. This has been unwell.
Oh, I'm sorry, Liz. I hope you get better soon, Liz. Thank you very much. And Craig, do you want to take your man Brian again with a super chat?
Here he is, my brother in arms from Boston, Mr. Brian LFC USA. He said, how's the dream team today, lads? Adam, loved your reaction during the Galatasaray game. Never saw that side of you. Can't wait for the Liverpool United watch along, which we're going to do together, by the way, Adam, aren't we?
We are going to we're going to do it together. Yes, this is going to be a first on YouTube, and it's going to be electric.
It's going to be fun. We've never, ever brought any opposition fan onto Anfield Agenda for a watch along, but we're doing it for this game because
you want to see me melt down,
and that's the truth. That's it. My wife said to me, as soon as she watched the highlights of the watch along during the week, you have to get him on. You have to get Adam on for the United game because he's just like you. He's a lunatic. That's what she said.
Oh, mate, yeah, I can't change it. I was speaking to Ben earlier on today. He said, I can't get it out of me. I've tried to be calm. It's not in me at all. My match going fan just comes out of me constantly all the time. I've had neighbours knocking on doors. I've had all sorts. It's just one of them things. It's like you either got it or you don't. I just cannot handle football games very well. I just get emotional overdrive and it just spills out, Craig. I mean, there's plenty of me. I'm sure there's plenty of fans like me, but yeah, I just
picture of calmness.
I think you just absolutely whoop. It's a full-on lie, that, Craig. Surely you're a Liverpool fan.
Mate, I'm coming into that game with props. Don't you worry about that. It's going to be an enjoyable watch along. I'm going to be prepared. Do you know what we've done though here? We've shithoused them. We've let the vote go so we can see what they've done, and we haven't even talked about ours yet. So we've already know they're going home win here, Adam. It's worked. 76% of them. So Newcastle, Manchester United. It feels like this fixture's coming up quite a lot lately, by the way. What are we saying at St. James's Park, mate? Talk us through. How are you going to lose this one?
both teams played in the week, Champions League football. We know that Newcastle are stretched squad-wise. They've got no one on the bench. Are they going to go with the same team again that played against Paris? Obviously, full on deflation mode. Will they be able to handle being robbed again? Is it one too many games? One too many big games, maybe, for Newcastle? United, well, God knows, mate. I give up trying to analyse United and figure out what they might do in this game or who might play.
You have
So, for
arrested
me,
Rashford. Marcus has been rested.
yes, Marcus has been rested. Kobe Mainu only came on for the last few minutes. We have got options. We have Craig. Do you know what? I think it's going to be a score draw, this. I think we've actually got goals in us at the moment, even though our defence is all over. But, I mean, what was it now? 6 in the last 2 games we've scored. I fancy us to get a goal against Newcastle, although our record is shocking at St James's Park at the moment. I can't remember the last time we scored. I think Cavani was the last person to score at St James's, mate. That tells you how long ago it was. So, yeah, I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to go a Desmond 2-2. Score draw.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the 2 youngsters on this one from each side. Miley obviously doing really well, really impressive at Newcastle. And Mainu, as you've said, probably feel unlucky not to have gotten the nod away at Galatasaray after his good debut. 2 very good young academy products, which is good to see, by the way, in these big teams. So fair play to both managers for giving youth a chance there. You know what, mate? I'm on board with that. I think that's probably bang on. I do feel the game has goals in it. You guys have been scoring worldies lately, by the way. I don't know where they're coming from, but you've had Bruno, you've had Garnacho. So yes, I think I can get on board with that, mate. Let's go score draw.
Okay, now we are mixing it up. We have got an advantage or a disadvantage against the watching audience. Something's got to give. We could be miles behind, or we could actually be pulling it right back here, Craig.
Well, if we look at the what everyone's gone with, you guys have gone with a score draw for Newcastle, and the audience have gone with a home win for an easy Newcastle win. So, audience, again, 5 home wins in a row. Pretty sure you're going to go for the next 3 as well. Pretty sure. But we're going to move on to Chelsea versus Brighton now.
Now, Adam, this is interesting. This is a fixture that... Yeah, I'm looking forward to this actually as a neutral. I think this is going to be a very good game. I think Chelsea have a problem scoring goals. Brighton, they have a problem getting their best 11.
Chelsea are scoring a few, aren't they, at the moment? It's just they can't keep the ball at the back of the net. That's the problem. And Brighton are a very slick attacking side. Again, no, Chelsea, no game in midweek, Craig. Brighton, Thursday night football, Europa League.
Away as well, if I wasn't mistaken, over in Athens.
Is that going to affect anything? Stamford Bridge, I don't think Brighton's record there is fantastic, but they are a good side, Brighton. It's a hard one to call this. I just think are fit and raring to go. And like we said, I did it on the paper round on Sunday, Craig. Pochettino has gone in on this team, cancelling the 2-day break that they had as well this week. I think we're going to get a Chelsea reaction, on this. That's got a gut feeling, Craig. I'm just waiting for that vote to actually sort of settle in a little bit.
It's, looking at it, I get where you're coming from as well. I think that rest will be the difference. I mean, it should be. And if it's not, then Pochettino has even bigger problems because Brighton, I think they were in Athens, so they were away. They booked their passage through to the knockout stages of the Europa League. So congratulations to De Zerbi and Brighton on that one. But Chelsea, I was very impressed with them against Manchester City in that game. That was it was a cracker of a game. And by the way, just going back real quick to 2-2 prediction, that would at least keep the 4-goal average up on top of the league.
Yeah, it would. We've got to have that going.
We've been damn impressive with the watch-alongs we've done so far. The goals have just been flowing. Oh, look, this is the chat are being coy here. This is very, very much split up. Joe, I'm going to go first on this one, mate. I'm going to go... I'm going to go with a home victory.
I'm the same. I fancy Chelsea to get something out of the game. I do. I think fully rested Chelsea off the back of a shocking performance against Newcastle in the second half. Chelsea have got something. It's just if they decide to actually turn it on. I feel like this week they've got no option but to turn it on against Brighton. Some United fan there in the chat as well. Shane P32 says, big up, Adam. We will smash Liverpool on the 17th. Glory, glory, Man United. I hope you're right, Shane. I really do, because that will make my day. It will make my season, especially on Anfield agenda.
Oh, we're gonna have to wait a little bit for the results here, because all of a sudden the audience score draws over taken away win. This is the first.
It's level right there now. Oh, there we go. We're gonna have to give it's us. I think we can lock in our result.
Yeah, I just put it up on screen there and put a away win, but no, it keeps bouncing between the two at the moment, and even home win's still in there. So,
I reckon. Give it the next movement. Right, they've gone away win. Go, lock it in.
You reckon?
Yeah. Give them 30 seconds.
34. No, I'm going to give him another 30 seconds. You've got 30 seconds to change your minds, lads. If it moves to score draw, then it goes to score draw. So we give them 30 seconds.
Look at this, lads.
It's gone to score draw. That's it. I'm ending the poll. It is. That's it. Score draw.
Score draw is in. Oh.
That shows 34-34.
Yeah.
It does, but the vote did bounce 35% very, very quickly, and then it's gone back again. So clearly they couldn't make up their mind.
I feel like we're going to have to give them a run-off between those two.
Yeah, we'll do another poll. Do you want me to do another one?
Yeah, I feel like we can't have any loophole for them, Adam, to make excuses next week.
Yeah, I think if it's a draw again, we go alphabetically, and they're going to have to go away win.
If there's a draw again, we'll have to make Ben be... Well, I'll call Sabrina in to be the tiebreaker.
Right, so new polls up. Score draw or away win. Those are your only two choices for Chelsea versus Brighton.
So, yeah, we'll give them a minute or two to work on that one. But we've locked in the home win. When is Nkunku back, actually?
I heard the new year. Was he coming in the new year? For definite?
Do you reckon he's going to make much of a difference to them?
He was playing well in pre-season before his injury, but I still think they're going to dabble into the transfer market. I think they're going to be looking...
yes, they need to. Sure, Jesus, the money must be burning a hole in their pocket. They've been so frugal as of late.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Well, it's looking score draw so far.
It is, but away wins just on... You can tell they're nervous now. They're overthinking it.
Yeah, I love it. We're in their heads, lads.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely the third different prediction of the round, so they've just got to decide where they want to go. Score draw is going to win this.
Kieran, we don't do the toxic bullshit, so you can drop your comment of all these Liverpool fans crying to Adam at you playing the Europa League. It's called banter, and you've gone straight into toxicity. We don't have it, mate. None of that, please. We're respectful to each other and have proper banter. There's no Liverpool fans crying. It's called banter. Chill, dude. It's all good. You're very welcome in, by the way. Just, let's be friendly.
I
think we could call it.
Yeah, let's call it. So
105.
Score draw in that one. If we bring up the results now of what everyone thinks, the audience have gone score draw, and the guys in the studio have gone with home win. It's the first contentious one of the night. Next game, Liverpool versus Fulham.
I mean, it's how many you want to say we win by in this one. Come on now. This should be the easiest one we've done so far, probably. I can't see how Fulham leave Anfield with anything. I know it's 2 p.m. I know it's a relatively short turnaround, but we were at home on Thursday, Adam. We did rest quite a few players in the second half. We didn't even have to bring on McAllister, Szoboszlai, Van Dijk. I mean, I'm going an easy 3-0 home win.
Yeah, I agree with the scoreline. Watching Fulham a few times this season, they're absolutely crap. I'm not taking that Wolves result as anything turning around in fortunes for them. I feel like now they've got that result, the pressure's off a little bit, and there's nothing really riding on it for Fulham. They'll get beat by the big teams and then win a few games, and they'll be safe just about. But Anfield, nah, 3-0 Liverpool. Totally agree with that one. I think we could probably close the vote down as well very, very quickly on that.
I'd say I'm a bit concerned about Harry Wilson coming back, because he's capable of a worldier moment. So
you're stretching it there, mate. You really are.
I mean, I'm trying to maybe give them a goal. best case scenario. But the fixture result is a home win every day.
You're trying to be nice. If he was on Anfield agenda right now, mate, you'd just be writing this game off as a home win straight out.
It is a home win. I'm just trying to, make way for my preview, which is coming after this. I'm just trying to justify the scoreline.
So the chat 91% home win. There's no point. Everyone's gone with a home win on this one. So we're going to end that poll very, very quickly just to show you everyone's gone home win for Liverpool versus Fulham. Next game, West Ham versus Crystal Palace.
Ooh.
Oh, I tell you what. I mean, I'm leaning instantly at him to a home win, but you can make a case for a draw here, I think, possibly.
You can. You really can. The only thing is, I think Palace are... Eze's out injured again now. I mean, Palace are looking at some injuries again here now, and without their creative street footballing players, as I call them, they are just a very, very average side. And I think
West Ham have been away Thursday night from home, Europa League.
Yeah. And you know what? Still, you're right about the draw, but it does throw it out like the Europa League. Thursday, Sunday again, fully rested Crystal Palace team. It just depends who plays for Palace. And if like Eze is out and they are struggling, I mean, they have got a threat up front though, Palace. They can score goals. Oh, you know what? You might have convinced me with that Europa League. I fancy a score draw in this,
Yeah, Palace are capable of a moment of brilliance in a game.
Yeah.
With some of the players they have, like Elise saying that they're capable of a worldie. West Ham, and I think if my memory's right, it was an Eastern European away.
It was a crap game, 1-0. Like everyone was slaughtering the performance, but they got away with it.
And I don't care what anyone says; they take their toll. They do. Thursday, Sundays are a difficult slog, especially away from home. Yeah, I think the more I think about this, I think the 1-1.
Yeah. I think score draw, Craig. What you reckon?
I think we're on to one there. Yeah, I mean 1-1, 2-2, something like that. But I think a score draw is a good value show.
Yeah, score draw. Let's go.
So we're going to lock in score draw for the lads. I'll have to just update the file in a minute. And it looks like the audience is going for home win, although their next highest one was for a score draw. So no changing minds there, I don't think. I think we've gone for a different result all round. So if I bring it up on screen now, we've gone score draw and the audience has gone for a home win. Next game, it's going to be a bit of a... Well, is it a title race type game at the moment? Bournemouth versus Aston Villa.
Again, another club, Adam, in Europa Conference League, in this case, action. But I think the problem here is will they have a fit and firing Ollie Watkins for the weekend for this trip to Bournemouth? Because one thing I've always thought of with Bournemouth when you play them is there's goals in the game because they're not a team that sits back and defends. So I think it might come down to whether Watkins is available or not.
Do you know what with this one? I mean, Bournemouth off the back of 2 good wins against Newcastle and Sheffield United, 5 goals themselves in the last 2 games, and they're good. They're good at the Vitality, aren't they? They do carry a threat there. It's a tricky place to go. It's actually harder than what it actually should be, this one, because Villa is seen as like this fresh new force within the Premier League, just off the back of coming from behind at Tottenham. But let's be honest, they did get away with it a little bit there with all the goals that were conceded that got turned over by VAR and offsides again. But oh God, you know what? Again, mate, I feel score drawish with this one. I think both teams are in decent form. Bournemouth are no pushover. They're really not. I mean, Solanke's in great form, scoring goals. Yeah, you know what, Craig? Score draw. I do. I fancy Bournemouth to get something out of the game.
I think I'll disagree slightly, although I can't really argue about anything you said. I do think Villa they're in that mode of grinding out wins, and I think they've got a bit of extra mental strength now with Unai Emery. We know what he's capable of putting into his teams. We've seen it with Sevilla and stuff over the years. I think a narrow 2-1 away victory for me to Aston Villa in this one. So we are stuck, Ben. We need your assistance.
Well,
Come on, Benjamin.
didn't Villa lose away to Nottingham Forest not too long ago?
Yep, they did. Away from home, they are not as good. Although that was why everyone was talking them up last week after beating Spurs away from home. They beat one of the bigger teams away from home, and that was like a marker for them. So I think that was the argument. But like Craig said, coming back from Europe again, a good form at home for Bournemouth at the moment off the back of 2 wins.
Well,
it's up to you, Ben. It's up to you, mate.
I'm going to go with Craig. I just think Villa have got too much at the moment. The way they've been playing has been phenomenal. Yes, I mean, there was, that Forest result and Newcastle at the very start of the season. But other than that, they've been going really, really well. So I'm going to go away win. And it looks like the audience have gone away win too. So I'm going to end that poll, bring it up. And it brings us on to the last game, the big one. Manchester City versus Spurs. Well, free-fall Spurs right now. So get stuck into that one.
I tell you what, Adam, straight away, I think the PGMOL are worried. How can they give both teams every decision? It's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, I feel like have you add up all the decisions that have happened in the league so far this season? Just either way, I think this has got VAR written all over it, this game. It really has. Spurs have got a great record against Man City, by the way. And I think City will be worried about this because if Spurs were carrying on their great form, City would have gone into this confident because whenever City play Spurs, they've not been great and they always get a result. But if Spurs were still in decent form like they was in the early part of the season, I think City would have been more confident. But City will be wary about Spurs. And they are due a result, Spurs, aren't they? But I can honestly see 4 defeats in a row for Spurs. City at home, I feel like after the Liverpool game, they'll want to get another win. They won't want to drop They won't want to drop points at home 2 games in a row. They'll have the bit between the teeth in this one, I think, City. Honestly, Spurs will put up a fight. And listening to Spurs fans and pundits, Ange Postecoglou is going to go at Manchester City still. He's going to stick to his philosophy. And if he does, the space that City can get on that high line, I think they could tear them apart. I really do. I think it will be a bit of an awakening for Ange, knowing you cannot play the same way every single time. You're not quite there yet. City will destroy him if he comes out and plays that high line for me. I'm going home win, Craig.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how Pochettino's Chelsea took it to Manchester City, but that was at Stamford Bridge. That was a night game, and that was with the home crowd behind them. I agree with you. I agree with some of the people in the chat saying Manchester City will absolutely just rape and pillage the high line. Yeah, I can't see. I agree with you. I think this could be something like a 4-1, something like that. I think it will be rather comfortable. I think Manchester City need to make a statement. I think they need to shake off this. Are they gettable? Are they beatable this season? And look, they are in a tough run of fixtures. They had us last week, Spurs now. We drew with them at the Etihad. Their fans seem to be a little bit restless, a little bit quiet at the minute. The manager asking them to wake up and make noise, and surely 4:30 Sunday live game on Sky is that game to try and awaken those fans. So yeah, I think a very comfortable home victory, 4-1 would be my guess.
Yep.
Well, the chat have easily gone with a Manchester City win, 67%. That's not going to change. So that's all results in. So if we bring them up right now, top of the league have gone with home win, score draw, home win, score draw, home win, score draw, away win, and home win. And the audience have gone with 5 home wins and a draw, a score draw, 2 home wins, away win, and a home win. So there are quite a few differences this week, which, to be honest with you, do we think we're going to make up the points?
Of course.
Yeah, I think so. 100% confident.
If there's one thing we are absolutely, without question, and everybody will agree, it's delusional. So why not? Let's keep backing ourselves until there's no way out, and then we have to start cheating. But until then, let's keep it running this way. So big day, big weekend coming up. Big day for yourself, Adam, as well. You've got a live coming up tonight, I believe.
I have my announcement coming up tonight. Big announcement. We are live at 6:30 on my channel. Yeah, do join me as we take the channel forward to the next level.
Ooh, I know what it is. Obviously, I can't give it away, but yes, do tune in. There's always stuff going on in the background, isn't there, Ben, that people don't know about? I know people think YouTubers just show up and make content, but when you get to the higher end of it, we do like to try and always look to improve, Ben, right in the background.
Oh no, I just turn up. That's all I do. I literally just turn up. No, honestly, the amount of stuff that we have to do in the background for Top of the League, for Anfield Agenda. We're working on technology at the moment as well for both channels, aren't we, Craig? So
Absolutely, yes, we are. We're working with a young fledgling company there on some technical improvements that we'd like to bring as well. Yes, it's fun times, but we only do it because of your support and everybody, tuning
Correct.
in, showing Adam some love, showing us some love, and I can't wait. I think people are going to love what you have for them tonight, Adam. I hope they do. I'm very impressed with everything myself. So yeah, look, I hope you guys tune in. 6:30, Adam.
6:30, mate. Yep, ready to rock.
We love that. And then I'll be live at 8:30 tonight over at Anfield Agenda. I'm going to put out my preview ahead of the game against Fulham. That's going to be out in about 40 minutes or so. So do check that one out. But yeah, get it penciled in tonight, 6:30. Get yourselves over to the United Vibe and catch what Adam's going to give you. But that sounds a little bit sexually transmitted diseasey.
Diseaser. That's a good one. I like it.
Hey, Ben, what was the word we invented earlier on?
Oh, it was it began with an A, but it was like what did we say?
I don't know, but we came up with a really good word that we were able to justify the mistake of. It doesn't matter. I'm sure we'll think of it later.
Something like denial, but it was with an A in front of it. I can't remember. I'll come up with it in a minute.
Anyway, all that remains is to say is thank you, and we will see you guys tomorrow on here. What time are we starting at tomorrow, lads?
Man United versus Newcastle. We will be starting at 7, an hour build up. But Craig, you don't need to be there for the hour if you don't want to be, because I know you'll be busy. So.
Yes, I'll probably saunter on in about 7:30.
Just like he does, just like do all the build up. We give all the details and all the tactics and everything. And Craig just comes in to laugh at me, melting down as United blow it all with stupid individual errors. It's just typical Craig.
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream. We will talk to you then. So 6:30 tonight on United Vibe, 8:30 tonight on Anfield Agenda. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock right here. St. James's Park going to be the destination for Manchester United against Newcastle. We will see you then. Much love.
Cheers, guys.